Oh yeah. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another set review. Today we're going to be looking at Mos Eisley Cantina from the LEGO Star Wars Master Builder series. This set is absolutely massive and packed with details. We're going to be looking at some of the cool new parts that are included in this set. We're going to be looking at some of the cool new techniques that are used in this set. And finally, we're going to decide via pros and cons if this set belongs on your shelf. All right, let's build this. And we've finished. This thing is absolutely dominating my table. We've got spaceships, we've got vaporators, we've got aliens, we've got a cantina, we've got shops, we've got Jawas, we got everything you'd want.
As far as parts go, I didn't notice a ton of brand new ones in this set, but I did notice some awesome ones, such as this crate right here. There are several of these crates throughout the set, and they're really neat because they're small 2x2 crates that are in light bluish gray, and they've printed some Imperial logo on there and some of the Star Wars language on the side, and it just looks very awesome. This could be useful in a bunch of different Star Wars builds or mocks that you could make. As well, you could wait till they have a version without the printing on it, and this could be very useful in plenty of mocks, so it's exciting to see this piece. Another piece you find throughout this set, and in conjunction with the Sand Troopers, are these white binoculars. It's really cool to see this piece in a new color, and white could be useful in many different ways. You get several of them, like I said, and I just like the look of it. I could see these being used in architecture or different micro-scale builds as a great decorative piece. A fairly obvious piece that many have noted from the box art or online pictures are these giant tan domes. While they're not new to this set, these are very useful, and you get 3 of them. On one of the exterior shops, you find this great cloth piece. It's a giant brown, battered and torn, weathered look. I can see this being used in many mocks. You can see its poles slide into holes on the front edge. This is great because you can use it as a battered curtain. You could roll it up and use it as like a blanket. You could obviously use it as a canopy in mocks. There's so much versatility with this cloth piece that just adds a dynamic to mocks that you can't get with your standard plastic bricks. Unfortunately, there's only one in this set, but I can see it being used in a lot of mocks. Over on the dewback, we find this rubber piece. That's not a new element, but it's new for this color, and you actually get 2 of them in this set because there's an extra one. Shout out to the extra pieces. Speaking of extra pieces, you get 3 buckets full, buckets not included. While there aren't a ton of brand new elements in this set, there are a bunch of recently new elements included. A bunch are here on the bar. You can see there's this long silver flex pipe that goes around the bar. Could be useful in a bunch of mocks. They've also have the gold lantern piece used upside down here, as well as some golden candlesticks around the bar. Some piece honorable mentions would be these silver rings that are found all around the exterior. It's awesome to get a handful of those, as well as various bits and bobs, curved tiles, and such included just in everything. At the end of the day, in my opinion, the real winner of the parts category is all the tan pieces you get. The entire set is made of tan because it's supposed to simulate the sandiness of Tatooine. You have dark tan, you have normal tan. You get normal tan in plates, tiles, bricks, slopes, specialty pieces, domes. There's so many things that you get in this color scheme. This is great if you are looking to build a desert creation or some sandy place, even other builds. There's all sorts of stuff you could do with this color scheme, and if you didn't have this color scheme before, you definitely have it after this set. One of my favorite parts about building a new set is discovering all the cool techniques that a designer uses to accomplish some of the shapes he's going for or some of the play features he's trying to include. One of the first techniques you run into is actually on the V-35 land speeder. While you're building this back tail portion, you discover that you need to flip the studs upside down. And here's why. These slopes right here are made to go the other direction, but The designer wanted to get the look the other way to more accurately represent this land speeder's tail portion. So to do that, he would need to flip this piece upside down. So he needs a stud reversal. Right here, they're using the 1x2 plate with holes in it, conjunction with this tie with a bar in it, and when you stick those into this direction, you have a anti-stud and an anti-stud, and then you can connect that, and then you're able to connect this upside down, creating the shape right there. And then the designer goes further and switches it back to studs up by using brackets right here on a sideways building, and then another bracket. Then you get studs up, and he's able to tile the whole top of it to get the look that he wants with the smoothness. I was truly impressed by the detail that was put into this tail portion. One of my absolute favorite techniques in this set are the way they created these doors that slide up, and they can stay up, and they slide down, and they close. Excuse me, Chewie. This door mechanism is very clever. They use it actually in 3 spots in the entire set. Once on the outside shops, and twice within the cantina itself. You can see here on the back side of the door that they're using an upside down snot brick. It's a little dark, but I can open this and let light in. Look at that. That's another clever play feature. To get the door to stay up, they're using a small inverted stud. Using one of these pieces right here. Now, this piece is sideways, so when that piece inside comes up, it will clip right into the bottom of it and hold the door up. It's really clever way to have a functioning door that can stay open. Otherwise, you would just have to hold it up yourself whenever you walk your minifigures in, and then like you just drop it and it maybe guillotines some minifigure if you're not careful. Next, we move to what some would consider the most important part of the cantina, the bar. And specifically underneath the bar. There's this awesome technique that's actually hard to see after you've built up the walls around it, but it uses this grilled 1x4 brick along the front, and then it puts 2 palisade bricks on either end, and it creates this awesome pattern where it has a line here on each end and along the middle, sort of this unique pattern, and it stretches along the bar on both sides. I thought it was such a great subtle detailing with pieces that have been around for a long time. From here, the techniques go up, and that's because the next technique I'm looking at is actually on the roof piece. Now, while this roof structure is actually quite lackluster, it includes one of the techniques that actually astounded me the most in this set. And it's actually on the front here. To get these angles on these curved bricks here, they simply use an elbow plate, a 1x2 by 1, I guess, elbow plate. And when you put it on the corner, on this corner middle anti-stud with this other one, the extra stud hooks in behind the brick edge perfectly, creating a strong angle. I had no idea this was even a thing, but as proven here, it is. And then it's secured on top with a tile on both corners. I can see this technique being used many places to get that perfect angle off of a round brick. Who knew you could build so easily and strongly off of a rounded brick? The final technique we're going to look at is just various boxes, bins, and details that are just scattered around the cantina to add extra realism to the world. For instance, this container right here, it's really interestingly built. You can see that they used some inverted bricks and some tiles to meet them in the middle, and then there's these lightsaber hilts on the outside with these bar pieces that just add that extra texture that you would expect from mock builders, but not always in a set. Also at this end here of this outside area, you can see there's this vent here that just adds some world building to it, looking like some junk or a fan that feeds into the cantina. It's just built with some brackets to get that sideways vent on top. Clever. Moving over to the shop, we find this gear just sitting here in a box. It could be an engine part, but you pull that out to examine the box, and it's just some simple pieces that have been around forever, but this box design, it looks really nice, and I honestly haven't seen it in a mock anywhere. And to find that in a set, something that looks so clever like that, out of just basic pieces, I was surprised and just encouraged that you can still discover fun uses for parts out of parts that have been around forever.
Okay, here we are. Time to list some pros and cons about this Cantina set. First of all, I would say a pro would be all the tan parts that you get. It's basically a tan collection starter pack. If you didn't have tan before, after this set, you could build anything out of tan, really. Another pro would be all the playability this set provides.
Starting with the main building, you already have break-off sections that you can use to help build your Tatooine Mos Eisley environment. But the main feature, of course, is the canteen itself, which splits open. You take this roof part off, and the whole thing swings open to access the interior. This is just awesome as a kid. If I got this for Christmas, I would be ecstatic, because look at all the playability. You can have all sorts of scenarios, scenes. You can walk up to the bar. You can access all of these different cubby holes to play with. And another thing that's really great about this set is everywhere is accessible. Everywhere. You can pull off each section. And you could reach down in there, grab the minifig, place him in the seat. You can have conversations. These domes, as demonstrated earlier, pop open. You can access inside. I also forgot to mention that you can actually kill Greedo based with this little function they installed. Look, hand shot first. And of course, if you're a LEGO Star Wars fan, the minifigs are going to be hugely important to you. And there's a lot of exclusives in this set that have never appeared in LEGO form before. Plus, you get the band members. How can you not want a set that comes with the Mos Eisley band members? Cantina song, baby. Look at this guy. Look at those aliens. This is a huge selling factor for a lot of people, especially this guy. Look at him. He has a pretty cool headpiece. There are a few cons to this set. Actually, there's kind of one big con to this set, and it's this little thing right here. Apparently, this is Greedo's speeder called like an Ubercon something. This has terrible construction in my opinion. It looks terrible. Look at all the gaps. There are gaps all over the place on this. There are exposed studs underneath these capsule on top. Of course, I didn't apply the stickers, but I would say a set should stand on its own without the stickers. And this absolutely flops. I think it was just an excuse to include more in the set to appeal to more people, but it really flops in my opinion. I suppose the other con that could be mentioned is the overall boxiness of the main cantina when it's folded up. But I think LEGO actually did a good job of reconciling for this with the extra buildings on the outside and the fact that the entire thing can swing open, so you don't even have to display it in the closed position. And of course, this leads us to the final question. Does this set belong on your shelf? And my quick answer is no. This thing is way too big for your shelf unless you've got a massive shelf. It may be for your table. Maybe if you split it in half and displayed it on 2 shelves, that'd be great. Overall, great set. Would recommend if you're looking for some tan, looking for some Star Wars, looking for some Cantina band members. And finally, I'll leave you with the thing that maybe sells this set the best. There's a YouTube video that has flashing disco lights, and you can lay your phone over the roof of the cantina and you get disco mode. How can you not love that? Well, thank you for hanging in there to the very end. I hope you enjoyed this review of the new Mos Eisley Cantina LEGO Star Wars set. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, hit that like button, maybe subscribe, share it with your friends. You know what? Just go out and have a great day. Disco with the Mos Eisley music. You know. See you later, guys.